Tonight, CBS 2 gets results. We told you about a suburban woman's highly addictive pills that a mystery man picked up from a pharmacy, and no one seemed to care.
That is until a state lawmaker saw our story. She introduced a bill in Springfield to change the law in Illinois.
CBS 2 is always investigating, and our Marie Saavedra outlines the solution to help keep dangerous medicines off the streets.
It's a lot. In the wrong hands, it's a lot. It's like a toddler with a gun.
Doris Jones is talking about her prescription for oxycodone, pills to treat a chronic back condition that someone else picked up from her pharmacy without permission.
The young lady said she put her hand up to her mouth and she was like, I gave away 90 oxycodone.
It happened at this CVS in Riverdale last October. Surveillance cameras didn't capture much about the unknown man who drove up. So why did the pharmacist give him Jones's pills?
She said, well, he knew your name and he knew your birthday.
And that's all the suspect needed to know to pick up a highly addictive opioid that did not belong to him. That is the policy set by CVS that follows Illinois law. And after seeing our story,
I thought, oh, this is crazy.
State Representative Amy Grant wants to do something about it.
I'm a common sense legislator, and it only made sense to address this.
The Republican from the 47th District in the western suburbs just filed an amendment to the Illinois Controlled Substances Act.
Identifying information of the person for whom the controlled substance is prescribed,
requiring the person picking up some dangerous narcotics like oxycodone to show identification.
If you want Sudafed, you need an ID. If you buy alcohol, you have to have an ID. It's the way it is.
Illinois has required a driver's license from anyone buying cold medicine like Sudafed with higher levels of pseudoephedrine since 2006. And asking for ID to pick up prescription opioids isn't new. We found at least 20 states that already do it.
The legislature, I believe, will probably be on board with it. Why wouldn't they?
Because some lawmakers might think it goes a step too far, like State Representative LaShawn Ford.
You know, we have to make sure that the controlled substances get in the right hands. But
the Democrat representing the 8th District is all for requiring more information from those picking up opioids, but not an ID.
And so I think that we need a signature maybe, or something that will identify the person as to who they are. But I think that we need to figure out a way to never deny a person because they're without their ID.
That debate will happen at the state level. And it's worth noting, a former U.S. congressman from Illinois tried to do the same at the federal level.
Well, during my 10 years in Congress, we saw the opioid crisis escalate to levels that were unheard of.
Rodney Davis served 5 terms representing downstate Illinois' 13th congressional district. In 2018, he introduced his bill requiring ID for opioids.
If that worked for Sudafed and that worked to decrease methamphetamine production in rural America, then why couldn't we follow the same rules and ask for people to show an ID and write their darn name down to get a narcotic or an opioid?
The bill didn't go anywhere, but he hoped the idea would not die.
Part of the reason why I introduced the bill at the federal level was to get states to think about doing exactly what they have done.
Now that at least 20 have, will Illinois be the 21st?
Absolutely.
Jones hopes so.
Real restrictions put on obtaining this drug.
Identification to the pharmacy, which shall be kept in the file of the person.
And State Rep Grant wants her bill to do it. In Wheaton, Marie Saavedra, CBS 2 News.
Doris Jones is thrilled that someone finally cares. We'll keep you posted as the proposal makes its way through the legislature.